You're now watching Sports Bettor's Paradise on the BetRivers Network.
All right, Jimmy, talking College World Series. So the finals are set. The championship series at best of 3 is set, and it will assure us that another SEC team will be the champion. That'll be the 4th straight season, and probably the most impressive part is it'll be the 4th different team, as one of these two teams will be a first-timer winning it all between Texas A&M in Tennessee. Chalk, chalk, chalk. It has been a chalk fest, and it's not always like this, although some people trying to profess it's always been like this. Very simply put, since 1999, the number 1 seed has not won the College World Series. So, I mean, quarter of a century, but Tennessee sure is set up. But here is the so far 11-1 chalk. Now, there have been some tough beats if you had some of the dogs. None bigger than the Florida State loss against Tennessee. And we gave you Tennessee going into the super regional round as 3-1 to win it all. We gave you Florida State going into the field of 64 at 20-1. We'd much rather have the Florida State bet live at this point. But anyway, the check swing, and did you see just a couple of nights ago in Coors Field, it happened again. The poor Rockies, they get check swing, and boom, the Dodgers hit a 3-run homer to win that one. So blown call. Now, Florida State had, they hold some responsibility as well. What you're missing from all the late inning dramatics in the Florida State-Tennessee, that first Friday night game, was all kinds of misplayed balls in the infield and also base running errors. And what did we see again last night as they're trying to compete with one hand tied behind their back coming out of the losers bracket? Well, they had base running errors and some errors in the field as well. The worst was second and third, nobody out, and 2 base running errors. Just horrible. You don't run on contact on the first one, and then the runner at first doesn't try and hold up, at least for the runner to score on the double play there. So just a tough deal. You can't make those mistakes, and especially when you're coming out of the losers bracket. And that's what makes it so much more impressive for LSU last year. Keep in mind also, last year they compressed the schedule to try and they're going to give each team at least 1 day off before the championship series. So LSU is in the Saturday-Monday bracket. So you got a Friday-Sunday bracket, Saturday-Monday. If you're 1-1 in that Saturday-Monday bracket, you're playing 4 games in a row if you're getting out of this thing, and then you get 1 day off and play the best of 2 of 3. They had Paul Skeens on that last day, on that Thursday, took the day off, but he didn't throw a pitch in the 2 out of 3 championship win against Florida last year. The unders also with the wind. The park plays big enough as on its own, but when the wind is blowing in, just that much more. 9-3 to the under. You saw the Kentucky-Florida game, the first of the triple-header on Wednesday, score a bunch of runs, and the wind was blowing basically from left field pole to the right, from the left field pole to the right field pole, and you saw it help the Grand Slam, the oppo job by Florida. And so you had the big score, and so boom, then all of a sudden, everybody tries to get on the over train again. Both games went under as it calmed down a lot. Those 2 pitchers were way down the line pitching for Florida and Kentucky, and we talked about that. So now you get to the weather for Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's a little sketchy for Saturday, but it is projected to be blowing out to center field at 10 to 15 miles per hour. 50% chance of storms on Saturday, 6:30 Central Time, first pitch. Sunday, it goes back to sort of normal, 5 to 10 blowing in from right field. And then, like it's been for most of the tournament, even stronger from right field, 10 to 15 miles per hour if it goes Monday. So Saturday, if they do score some runs by any chance, don't act like that's going to come, because it should be an underlean on Sunday and Monday. Tennessee is the number 1 seed. They're here. They were favored to be here, although their bracket was a little bit tougher than A&M's. A&M losing a top pitcher, top hitter, and Laviolette, who is playing now with a strained hamstring, way below 100%. So A&M is to get to this point, had to, not lose a game and play any extra games. They're already thin to begin with. Can I make a case for A&M? It's tough. It is tough. We talked about Tennessee, how they have the battle scars of being there, and, you got to get there a few times And then have some upsets along the way. They had a better team on paper a couple of years ago, and Notre Dame went in there and won 2 out of 3 in the Super Regional round in Knoxville. Tennessee's 167, A&M plus 128 in game 1. I'd like to make A&M's not going to beat themselves. They're solid. They're deep. So if any team can handle the blows that they've suffered, with these key injuries, it is them. Schlossnagle is the real deal. But I just think that Tennessee is going to take this thing. If you jumped on with us with Tennessee with the 3-1, I wouldn't fool with anything at all. I wouldn't pay more of a tax. You've got the value. You're sitting in the catbird seat. For you guys late to the party right now, got to have the action. I would bet Tennessee to win the series. Even at a steeper price at minus $2, I think that's the stronger bet. Having gone 3, I cannot see A&M winning 2 out of 3. I can see them taking a game, though, in this series. They'll be competitive. They won't beat themselves. They've got a deep roster. There's no doubt. But even Jim Schlossnagle admitted publicly, he says, we're going to have to try and bunt more, sacrifice, manufacture things with that big bat out of our lineup. So Tennessee in game 1 and Tennessee in the series. But if you already got that 3-1 future bet on Tennessee to win it all, I would hold with that right now. It's been a lot of fun. There's been some tough beats with the dogs, chalk heavy. Like we said, 11-1 to this point. I can't remember. I've been doing this. I've been going to Omaha since the early 90s. I can't remember ever it being this chalk heavy. Yeah, well, it'll be the first. Tennessee's got the chance to be the first number 1 seed to win it all in a quarter of a century since Miami beat number 1 seed, beat Florida State, number 2 seed. Both Chalks made it back in 1999. Covering the College World Series here for BetRivers. I'm Jimmy Ott.